I'll tell you, first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna see where they put those characters on Hollywood Boulevard. Go kiss Spider-Man on the mouth. He's not gonna do shit about it.
You know what I realized? Did you ever see Tropic Thunder? I'm the dude playing the dude, disguised as another dude.
But he never wants things to feel dirty. Oh, you good?
Sorry.
Oh, you good? Sorry, that's just glue on my nipple.
Another day in the neighborhood.
Believe it or not, this story wasn't just all made up. Glen Powell plays professional killer Gary Johnson, who breaks protocol to help a desperate woman, played by Adria Arjona, trying to flee an abusive husband and finds himself falling for her.
I actually wrote notes in my phone about all these before we started filming, so here they are. Ron is Gary's alter ego. Ron is an alpha, a wolf of sorts, a carnivore. There's just a sexiness to all the Ron stuff, you know, the way it's lit, the way it's covered, all that stuff. It's very different than the Gary stuff.
Between the chemistry to the real-life events and all the way to the laughs these two have shared for this film, today we're going to unveil it all, including how Powell prepared for all of these transformations.
Nico.
Each of these characters had to be like absolutely unique and defining, but at the end of the day, we had to kind of be able to use tools and techniques that Gary Johnson could actually hide behind. Homemade little tactics like putting cotton in your cheek to change the shape of your face, or putting things up your nose to make your nose wider.
And just when you think you've seen it all, it was honestly really fun to see what Powell had to go through when sitting in the makeup chair for extensive periods of time, especially for the neck tattoo. But before we get into more of these moments, today's trivia question: what role in film did Powell play just recently besides Hitman? Leave your guesses in the comments down below and stick around till the end of the video to find out if your answer was correct.
All right, Tanner's here, ready to party.
Tanner is the Southern Alpha who's taking control of the situation. This should feel like the guy who loves to kill pigs with a knife.
That's Hollywood, California.
Hitman is inspired by the October 2001 Texas Monthly article of the same name, written by Skip Hollandsworth about the real Gary Johnson. According to the article, Johnson was the most sought-after professional killer in Houston, Texas, but really worked for the cops.
All pie is good pie. There's a level of detail in the movie that is so specifically actually Gary Johnson. Whenever somebody would come up and he would say, I'm going to be the guy you asked me, you know, how do you like your pie? And I'll say, all pie is good pie. That's really Gary Johnson.
I think what the fun part about studying to try to play Gary is like really looking at everybody in my life differently.
The real Gary Johnson was raised in Louisiana by his carpenter father and housewife mother. Johnson, who had dreams of being a professor, taught human sexuality and psychology at a local community college.
And you sketched all these tattoos off for yourself. Yeah.
Crazy green-eyed bear with lasers coming out of his eyes and American flags.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's amazing what small little changes actually change the entire way you consume a face.
Got some Severus Snape vibes, Mr. Potter.
The crazy part about Russian is like where you put emphasis.
All pie is good pie.
Madison was a character created for the film, Adria revealed. Everything's sort of true until he meets this woman. That part of it was true. He met his woman and then sort of let her go. That was like a platform that we were jumping off from.
I dare you to play footsie with me throughout this whole interview. Hey.
I can do that.
Hey, you want a soul smash?
And not even smile.
Go ahead. I'm not gonna smile, but I will make this face. As you study people in a different way, you kind of take in the world in a different way. It's fun. It's all human behavior. And this is why Richard Linklater is the perfect person to direct this movie.
Powell sits down with Richard Linklater to discuss the film along with the sex scenes and overall working closely with each other on the film.
Adria was the one who really took all those romantic scenes and really took them to a whole new level. You know, she was the one who was like, oh no, we need to take it further, and we're just like, okay. When you have a filmmaker that gives you a long leash, you know, that allows you to really, you know, again, to put your own stamp on it, it's a really empowering feeling, and it makes those scenes very comfortable.
Despite its genre elements, Hitman was often two characters chatting at a table. It's an action movie without traditional action.
Every actor pretends like they can do everything, but deep down inside, you're aware that like You can't. Like you can try to do as much as you possibly can, but your job is to push yourself. But then there are also like limits to what is believable or viable or what an audience will accept. And you have to kind of like have enough self-awareness to know where that line is.
An assassin story in a universe where assassins don't exist. Still, it's full of tension simply through plot mechanics. There's comedy, says Linklater, but it also takes you to the edge of your seat.
Savor every bite.
We talked about this character named Dean. He's got red hair, freckles, no eyebrows, weird teeth, and is sort of like what we consider just like a sociopathic serial killer nightmare. And that was the most fun one to play.
But real quick, make sure you guys check out our Instagram page, linked down in the description. There's a ton of interview moments and memes, so make sure you check it out and give us a follow.
What is your favorite kind of pie?
Pecan pie.
In Texas, we say pecan pie. You say pecan. Pecan pie.
Pecan pie.
My little son Brisket is in the next room over here. He's chilling. He's got his little cans on, listening to our interviews. All right. Yeah, you got him. This is, buddy. Yeah. So Dawn.
Makes me better.
He really does. He's just snuggling up to you. That's hurtful.
This project marks a departure from Powell's past roles as a suave, ultra-confident leading male archetype and places him in a challenging new dynamic. Powell also co-wrote the screenplay alongside Linklater.
I find that like fewer takes actually is more merciful in the longer run. Sometimes knowing that you only have 3 shots, 3 bites at the apple makes you sharper. It also conserves energy over the course of the day and conserves the crew's energy. Everybody else is on point. People aren't tired and making mistakes in other places. So it's like really about crew morale too.
While other visual elements of Glen Powell's character are certainly striking, what caught most fans' eyes were his smart, sophisticated, square-framed glasses.
The initial jumping off point was sort of like, okay, what's a cool version of like Javier Bardem in No Country?
I do not care for pie. Okay.
I know, it's so scary, buddy. I know. He's like, get me off this thing's lap. Honestly, when you have a great filmmaker, as an actor, I can swing big on stuff like this.
For any movie, it is important to have a partnership and understanding when it comes to your co-star. And for this film, we sit down with Powell and Arjona as they discuss their partnership.
I mean, I have notes.
Yeah, no, I have a lot of notes for you too.
of-
This is probably the time. We haven't locked the picture, have we? Audrey was the only person on our list. Rick met her. He was like head over heels. Like, you meet her on your own, but like, she's really great. I'm like, all right, I'll meet her.
And speaking of chemistry, there were plenty of moments between them as they were playing fun games for the promotional tour.
And you would be like, hey, Adria, my elbow hurts. And I would just go like that. And boom, your elbow didn't hurt anymore. That would be a pretty rad.
It's a good pickup line, I'll tell you that much. It's a good pickup line. Let me touch you. You're healed, baby.
Here, I was trying to be a good human, and it really is backfired on me.
No, it's a creepy power.
And when they swapped their favorite snack foods.
I should not have worn a white shirt.
Don't watch me while I'm doing this. Can't do this alone.
Wait, what was that?
Just for me.
What was that infomercial?
The
Shake away.
Their chemistry is so good, in fact, Powell was able to pull off a fake interview alongside Adria to prank her.
You're scared or something.
No way. No. What?
Man. It's like a. Are you afraid of spiders? Or are you afraid of boogers?
No, I'm just afraid of boogers.
Hold on.
What?
Okay.
Glenn,
Yeah.
get it the together.
Interestingly enough, Powell even took a personality test, but with a twist.
Whose mouth is always getting him in trouble, you may need someone who values discretion, prefers actions over words. Silent type, gets the job done without unnecessary chit-chat. Lastly, if you're an impulsive person in any way, you might need someone a bit more menacing, strategic, someone who can outsmart your enemies. The intellectual hitman who uses wit and strategy over brute force. They're a poetic punisher.
And as far as the answer to our trivia question, before playing this fake hitman, Powell played Ben in Anyone But You, starring alongside Sydney Sweeney. Two strangers with an incredible first date go sour following one incident at the tail end.
I know he's there to protect me. A lot of times Rick never saw these characters in the flesh before I stepped on a set.
So he walks out of the trailer. Nobody recognized him, including his assistant, who said, "Hey, does anybody know where Glenn is?" And I said, "It's Glenn."
To chew on all these different characters and feel you have to be a chameleon, that's one of the things. So there's a lot of pressure.
But we wanted to turn this around to you guys. What do you think about all these moments, and what do you think about this cast performance in the film and Powell's portrayal of this real life person? Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications on for more videos just like this. That's it for today though. We'll see you all next time with a brand new video. Bye guys.
He's very unaware of her motives and what she's asking and why she's asking and those sort of things.
I think this movie is the kitchen sink of every fun thing you go to the movies for. It's sexy,
Thrilling.
really sexy,
Mysterious.
and sexiest,
And funny.
and also funny sexy.